For 22 long years, Arsenal waited for this moment. 22 years of heartbreak, failed title races, financial rebuilding, expensive transfers, and watching rivals dominate English football. Since the legendary Invincibles season of 2003-04 under Arsene Wenger, Arsenal fans have lived through an entire generation without lifting the Premier League trophy. But now, in the 2025-26 season, Arsenal are finally champions again. And this is not just a football story, this is a billion-dollar comeback story. When Arsenal last won the Premier League in 2004, football looked completely different. Social media barely existed, the Champions League was still dominated by traditional giants, and Arsenal were considered one of the kings of England. Back then, the club featured icons like Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp, and Ashley Cole. They completed an unbeaten Premier League season, earning the nickname the Invincibles. But after that historic campaign, Arsenal entered one of the longest title droughts in modern football history. Over those 22 years, Arsenal spent enormous amounts of money trying to return to the top. Conservative estimates suggest the club spent well over £2 billion on transfers, wages, infrastructure, and squad rebuilding between 2004 and 2026. The most expensive period came during the Mikel Arteta rebuilding era between 2021 and 2025, when Arsenal aggressively invested in elite talent. In the 2023-24 season alone, Arsenal reportedly spent over £250 million on transfers, including stars like Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and defensive reinforcements. Then came more major spending with signings like Victor Gyökeres and Martin Zubimendi, as Arsenal pushed to finally break Manchester City's dominance. But during those 22 years without a Premier League title, Arsenal also lost huge money. Missing out on titles meant losing global prestige, sponsorship leverage, merchandise momentum, and bonus prize revenues. More painfully, Arsenal spent several seasons outside the UEFA Champions League entirely. Financial experts estimate Arsenal may have lost between £500 million and £800 million in potential football revenue during years of underperformance, especially between 2017 and 2022, when the club struggled to qualify for Europe's elite competition. Yet despite the struggles, Arsenal still remained a commercial giant. The club consistently generated massive revenue through global sponsorships and branding. Their partnership with Emirates reportedly brings Arsenal over £50 million annually through shirt sponsorship and stadium naming rights. Their long-term deal with Adidas is believed to be worth around £75 million per year, making it one of the most valuable kit deals in English football. Arsenal also earn millions through partnerships with brands like Visit Rwanda, Sabha Realty, and other global commercial sponsors. Now everything changes again. Winning the 2025-26 Premier League title completely transforms Arsenal's financial future. Becoming champions instantly increases broadcasting income, global commercial exposure, sponsorship value, ticket demand, merchandise sales, and worldwide fan engagement. Analysts estimate Arsenal could generate an additional £150 million to £250 million in combined revenue over the next 12 months because of this title victory alone. The Premier League title itself brings enormous financial rewards. Arsenal are expected to earn well over £175 million from Premier League prize money, broadcasting distribution, merit payments, and commercial bonuses linked to finishing first. Then comes Champions League revenue, where Arsenal could earn another £80 million to £120 million depending on their European performance next season. Merchandise sales are also expected to explode. Shirt sales featuring stars like Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Victor Gyökeres could generate tens of millions globally. Arsenal becoming champions again reawakens one of the biggest fan bases in football. More fans buying jerseys means more Adidas revenue, more sponsor exposure, and more global marketing opportunities. The title also massively increases Arsenal's negotiating power with sponsors. New commercial deals could become significantly more expensive because brands now want to attach themselves to champions. Experts believe Arsenal's next sponsorship cycle could rise by hundreds of millions over the next decade if they remain successful. And then there is the stadium business. Emirates Stadium becomes even more valuable when the team is winning. Ticket prices rise, hospitality packages become more expensive, corporate partnerships increase, and matchday revenue grows dramatically. Arsenal already generates some of the highest matchday revenues in Europe, and becoming champions only strengthens that financial machine. Perhaps the biggest gain is something impossible to fully calculate: global relevance. For years, Manchester City dominated England financially and competitively. Liverpool rebuilt their empire. Chelsea spent billions. Manchester United remained commercially powerful despite football struggles. Arsenal risked becoming a historic club living only on memories of the Invincibles era. Now they are champions again, and that changes everything. Young superstar Max Daumann symbolizes this new future. At just 16 years old, he becomes the youngest player ever to win the Premier League title, breaking a record previously held by Phil Foden. Arsenal are no longer just rebuilding for the present, they are building a football and financial dynasty for the future. This title is not just about lifting a trophy, it is about restoring a football empire worth billions. After 22 years of waiting, Arsenal are back on top of English football, and financially, this could become one of the most profitable moments in the club's entire history. Because winning the Premier League does not just bring glory anymore. It brings money, power, global influence, and a new football empire. For more content, subscribe to Money Behind Football.